But before the draw takes place, the new rules that are being added are you are now allowed to use the sprint during the game, and the new rule that a lot of people have been calling out for, the corner situation. For example, if I'm playing an opponent and I'm attacking the goal but I kick the ball out behind this line, then it is an indirect goal kick to my opponent. However, if my opponent kicks the ball behind the line, it is a corner which will be taken from this circle. This rule will not take place in all stadiums because this is quite a long and confusing rule to follow, as it's really hard to keep up with the players as well. There will be an assistant linesman, and throw-ins can now not be biased, so when I throw the ball in, if it goes out of play, it will be thrown in with a 50-50 chance of winning the ball. So corners, goal kicks and sprinting and throw-ins are now changed. Also, kickoff is slightly different now. When you take a goal kick, you have to have the ball for only a maximum of 6 seconds before you can clear it, and if you have not done so, it is a indirect free kick from a position decided by the referee. And also a new rule is you cannot leave the pitch unless it is necessary. And you obviously have to follow the referee's rules at all time. Those are the new rules of the World Cup. So the World Cup is not far away now. It's about only a few weeks away. Could even be coming a lot sooner than that. Listen, there's a lot of hype for this World Cup. And it looks like with the return of Krusty and Badman, it looks like it's still going to be an 8-player World Cup. I mean, it's an exciting time. But I think there's much improvement needed from some players. Obviously, Ashley Young ended up winning last time out. Will we see his return? We don't know. Obviously, it's just going to be like, well, last World Cup, fixtures can change, things can change. But this is the most likely of fixtures to be played. Obviously, it's the same. It's basically starting at quarterfinals and working your way down. Obviously, there's a few people contending for the 8th place, so we shouldn't have a problem with that. Here are the basically places and players that were in the last World Cup who are not likely to feature, and who players who could feature. So number 1, Alex Saves. Number 2, Krusty. Number 3, Ninja. Number 4, Badman. Number 5, Tonight. Number 6, VN Van. Number 7, JFL. Number 8, Bailey, Moopy, Killer, or new player Harry Park, so 7. And for contending players are Mr. M War, Logan, Superb Shots, Raptor Hunter, and Wolf Robot Gaming. Latest news, Ashley Young and Malachi are not likely to take place in this World Cup, as I'll just show you why. Oh, maybe not. I mean, he never seems to be on, so he's level 1. Maybe not him then. I mean, you never know, there could be a turnaround, but... oh, I'll keep doing that. And we're also just looking... to possibly find Our good friend. There he is. 3 weeks. It's pretty bad, isn't it? I mean, that is pretty bad, to be honest. I am not gonna lie. I don't think they're gonna be featuring. Well, seriously, they're not gonna be featuring in that World Cup at all. There's not much chance at all. But other than that, I think it's fair to say that the draw is nearly time to be drawn, basically. There's no real players that... I think when we're looking at this draw, we're seeing potential to improve the tournament than worsen it. Obviously, we've now got the potential to have 16 players, but we don't even want to go that far. It's been a hell of a long time since World Cup 4. What feels like it was only 2 months ago, and there was an even longer distance between World Cup 1 and World Cup 2. So I think there's a massive problem with putting 16 players in. It's just time consuming trying to sort it out. So we've got the 8 players again, but it could just turn into more, could be less. Obviously, once again, the players taking part in this World Cup: number 1, Alex Sade; number 2, Krusty; number 3, Jackson; number 4, Badman; number 5, Tanias; number 6, Rian Van; number 7, Johnny; number 8 is contention between Bailey, Moopy, Killer, and our new graduate player, Harry Parks 07. There's also more players that might not be in the tournament, but they could be. They are Logan, Super Shots, Mr. In War, Matlachi, and our final player, Ashley Young, our former champion of the World Cup. With Krusty and Batman's return, the draw shall take place. So commencing as well, the new rules, very simple. Goal kicks and corner kicks are now in action. Yeah, cheers if you could. Obviously he doesn't have to, because that was, well, he can, but if he says no, there's no real problem there. Obviously it's an 8-player competition. It is going to be 1v1 as usual. Any questions, don't hesitate to ask as well. As new rules commence, quickly going through them. If your opponent kicks the ball out against you towards your goal, it is a indirect free kick, or goal kick, as some people would put it. If your opponent kicks the ball and you're on the attack, which I just did an epic Badman shot there, it is a corner. A corner must be taken from inside the 2 sort of lines here. It must be taken on this line and in the semicircle. The corner can be taken across. Your opponent can challenge for the ball after a certain amount of time. Throw-ins are now 50-50, and free kicks you can challenge after a certain amount of time, to be confirmed on that time. And the World Cup is less than 2 weeks away, so without further ado, let's get the draw virtually underway. And it's just about time now to get ready for the World Cup number 5. Could be the last ever World Cup. And if it's not the last World Cup, then so be it. But a few new names to look out for in there. Probably going to be some change in fixtures. There's a lot more to come as well. So we're just now waiting. So the 8 players were underway. Who will we be playing first? Well, VM Van, the new player who impressed the NSB coaching staff yesterday in his first game, is our first player. Who will he be playing? A player full of confidence. Who's he going to be playing in the opening game? He's going to be playing number 5. That's Tanias. VM Van is playing Tanias, one of only players that have played in all World Cups and never won a trophy. Next up, I bet it's going to be Batman versus Krusty, then I will laugh. Number 3, our former World Cup number 1 champion, Jackson H Ninja, takes the home grant, and he will play in this tournament. Last tournament he went out to both Tanias and he's got Badman. I've done it. Yeah, I did it yesterday. No, that's Thursday. I did Spanish yesterday. He's got Badman, our former World Cup champion, against someone that's never got close to winning a trophy. Big game. Big game. That's the one to look out for. Badman missed their own goal. Should we give them a demonstration? And we are going to look into the games after, don't miss that either. Oh. Well, Badman made a record yesterday. He scored his 500th own goal in all competitions. In a friendly yesterday, he scored another one. In our next players remaining is still Alexaid, Krusty, Johnny, and 8th. Whoever 8 is. There's 7 players that are competing for that one. And it is at number 8, which could be Bailey, Moopy, Killer, or our new graduate, Harry Parkso. Who will one of those players be playing? They're all virtually new apart from Killer. And Krusty is going to be playing one of them. Krusty Frost. A World Cup 2nd place time. Is it going to be Krusty's year? I don't think it is. I don't know though. So it's Krusty there. So as it stands, it's Alexaid versus Johnny. And those are our 4 games. So given a run through, it's VM Van versus Tanias, Badman versus Jackson, Alexaid versus Johnny, and Bailey, Moopy, Killer, or Harry Parkso 7 against Krusty Frost. Alright then, let's have a quick catch up on those games then. We've gone through who they are. Let's look more into those games then. So first up we had Tanias versus VM Van, who's got a bit, you have to say, as good as Alexaid was on his first go. What a player, a real talent to watch out for, and he was running for it, he was enjoying himself. You know, he's got the potential to get better and he's come at a good time. Obviously he might not be what we think the player he could turn out to play like. He's got the talent, he's got a future, but has he got the potential to beat Tanias, who's played in all 4 and could be in the 5th World Cup here? I mean, you're looking at a player with ability, you know, you've got a squad ability to adapt, and he played really well, obviously with a little bit of help from someone named Alexaid and myself, helping him to batter Badman 8-0 yesterday in just the first 7 minutes of the game. He looked really fired up and ready to go, and I can truly see a new player in there that can have the potential to become one of the next Alexaids and go on to win a World Cup. Listen, he didn't seem faced by any challenges. You know, when we said, oh, you're facing a World Cup player, I don't know if it was the fact Batman put him off, but he didn't seem phased at all. So to Nice, dear oh dear, it's not. Is it ever gonna happen? He can't. In the first World Cup, he lost in the 3 versus 4 game or something, or was that the next World Cup? I don't know what happened in that World Cup. I forgot what happened in World Cup 4. I know he didn't win. I think he came in the 3rd versus 4th place. And World Cup 2 obviously ended up beating Jackson 1 minute and losing to Alex in the semi-final. And World Cup 3 obviously, I think that was the World Cup. I think, I'm not gonna lie, to Nice lost, was it 36 to 4 or something in the 3 versus 4 game against me? Yeah, I think it was that World Cup. And then World Cup 3, oh, what did he do in World Cup 3? Probably lost to Alex Aid again. Oh yeah, he lost World Cup 4, he obviously lost to Malachi. And I don't even know if he took place in World Cup 3. So, I mean, I don't know, it's a tight game. I'm going to go to Nice or win it 1-0. I think Vian Van will. He's not that bothered, is he? He isn't going to be up for it, I don't think. So, I'm going to go 1-0, but I think he'll give it a go in the end. I've run so fast there, I've missed the ball. In the next game, it's Badman versus Jackson. We all know what the score's going to be. It's going to be 6-1, isn't it? I can full see Badman crying in this game. This is finally where we see the 501st own goal of his career already. I don't understand how someone can do it 501 times in just, what, maybe 3 World Cups, and obviously NSB United as well. Listen, Batman, he looked okay yesterday. He didn't really give it a go as much as the scouts would have liked him to. So we're probably going to call him into training in a bit, just see if he's fresh, ready for it. And we'll see when he's training a few other players, getting ready for the World Cup. So I'm going to go 6-1. I can't see Badman actually really having a chance of winning the game, let alone scoring, really. I think it'll be a scrappy one at half time, and second half he'll come out, fight for it. And then our next game, Alex Said versus Johnny. Well, if he decides to turn up, that'll definitely get changed, so I don't know why Alex Said should be wetting his pants right now. That fixture has more chance of going ahead than Liverpool actually signing Kylian Mbappe this summer, so it's a very slim chance. But there is a little bit of hope, but there isn't at the same time. If the fixture was to magically go ahead, I'm going to go 3-0 Alex Said. I can only see him rage quitting after a while. I don't know if it'll be Alex Said's time to win it again, because we seem to have 4 different winners. I mean, it'll probably be me that takes over Johnny, and then Alex Said's probably going to be wetting his pants with absolute fear that I'm going to beat him 9-0, but on to our last fixture. Krusty Frost, one of the most memorable World Cup players, makes a return after a sad story. Who's he got? Moopy, Bailey, Killer, or a new player. Seriously, they're all practically new players apart from Killer. Seriously, can we get some hope? Like, I hope and pray that Killer plays that game, because I don't think any of them have got a chance. No offence to Moopy, I don't think he'd show up. I don't think Bailey would have much chance. I think if Bailey was to play, it'd be a better game. I think Krusty would thoroughly win this. I don't even know if Krusty wants to win the next World Cup. To be honest, he's come back and he's been ready. He was playing yesterday. He looked fresh. He looked good for it, and I think he might be up for it. Obviously, we don't know what's going on with Pekka. We don't know. Well, Laz died, but I mean, there's so many players now that could just play again, just for one game. I'd say Krusty's beating any of those. I think Killer is the only one that would really give it a go and maybe grind out a draw. Obviously, the new rule is there is no more extra time except the semi-final and final. So this round of 8, it goes straight to penalties. And you're probably waiting for how long the halves are actually going to be. They are indeed going to be 6 minutes long in round of 8. Only 12-minute halves, but with added on time, that probably goes up to nearly 20. Semi-final legs, they are 11 minutes long. In the final, they are now something like 24 minutes long, which is like 48 minutes, nearly an hour. If you look at added on time and maybe even extra time, penalties, and all that rubbish. So I mean, I'm looking at these games and I'm thinking, I think the most interesting one to see if V and Fam can beat Tanias for another time. Oh, Alexei slip up. Yeah, they were a bit too long, and the problem is we're playing 30-minute finals. I mean, it's not. I think we did 26 minutes last time, but then obviously problem is with that. Oh well, when people have to go after a certain amount of time, it's just a bit strange. So I think 24 minutes is a decent time. I think that is actually the bang-on time that we need as well, because 24 minutes is a long time to sort of come back, and obviously you got half time and everything. So I think it's just perfect. I'm looking at the game between Alex Aid and the player that has completed more successful interceptions, or apologies, correction, more interceptions from the pass he made than anyone else. He can't pass the ball, he can't score a goal. You know, you're looking at, I think it was the NSB Community Cup or something, or like a FA Cup or something. He had no fight in him. He just wanted to be there because he was on the team Southampton. He didn't give it much fight. It's a difficult game to win though. I can see Tanias and Alex Aid being in that final. Unless things change, I can see them maybe being in the final, but fixtures could change as well. You know, if I end up going in there, well, I've won the trophy already. Well, potentially. So we're going to call Bowman in for a bit of training, because I truly believe, I actually really want him to do really well. Obviously, last World Cup was one of the better ones. World Cup 2 and 3 were up there. It's one of the better ones. World Cup 4 was brilliant because we had so many shock results. You know, players gave it their all. So I want to see that again. I really do. We had so many shock results in the last tournament. We're actually beating Tanias on pens. Was it Ashley Young who knocked someone out? You don't often get to see that. And Doc Tyler as well. I mean, he lost. But there was some games where you just thought those results are mental. Obviously, we've now got a chance for new players. How Jay Sanger. I invited them and I thought. Okay, right. So that is the World Cup draw done and dusted. We are all hoping the World Cup goes really well. But you don't know very well. You don't really know. If the World Cup ends up going complete peak dong, then I'll come save the day and batter everyone. Oh yeah, and there's new goal line, so Batman won't claim that it wasn't over the line anymore. He won't be able to. That is not his job anymore. So fantastic times. Well done.